to you then. Very appropriate that the episode was at a convention, right? It feels like it was crafted just for you guys. So we're going to keep the fun and the laughs going with this group right now from King of the Hill, all right? So let's get them on out here. Please join me in welcoming executive producer and showrunner Saladin Patterson.
Come on down.
Co-creators and executive producers Greg Daniels and Mike Judge. And the rest of the voice cast here, they're so great. Stephen Root. Toby Huss. Ashley Gardner. Welcome. So great to have all of you here. Thanks for doing this and bringing all this fun to this crowd. I just want to say, obviously, it's sad that Kathy Najimy and Pamela Adlon couldn't be here, but I hope you will all agree it's been so great hearing them back and these iconic characters. Also want to take a quick second to recognize that Pamela is an Emmy nominee this year for season 14. Yes, for performance at Bobby Hill.
Congratulations, Pamela.
Voiceover animation, but let's also hear it for Stephen Root, a nominee for Widow's Bay. Any other accolades we should talk about before we get going? I mean, we can just keep going, right? But no, you guys, 30 years, almost 30 years ago, this show debuted January 1997. It has such a rich legacy at this point. As you look back on it, why is it special to you specifically? Start with the big one, right?
Start with who?
The big one, you.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, if I think about it too long, it'll freak me out. So I don't think about it too much. But no, I mean, it is really amazing to see. I don't know. It's why is it special to me? Was that the question?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just love the characters and to work with all these great voice actors and great writers and animators. I mean, it's like I couldn't have ever dreamed of such a good job. So,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Anyone else want to say?
I think that one of my favorite kinds of jobs is always doing a series because you really do become like a family from being able to see each other week after week, and we've known each other for 30 years, and so we kind of grew up together. Most of us were single, we didn't have kids, like we've gone through everything in life together.
Yes, shut up. Sorry, but that's how much like a family we are. Yes, I'm very old. It helps.
Well, it's not showing at all. You're fine.
All right.
I was talking to Stephen and Ashley about this back in the green room, and it's really kind of crazy to me how some of the longest running shows on TV right now are animated shows. Is there something you can pinpoint there that explains like how these shows have stood the test of time when others have come and gone so quickly?
I don't know, what's so special about, I think, this iteration of the show is that it's revolutionary in that an animated show, people never age. They never age into a different version of themselves. We've done that with this show. The great writers, Saladin, all these people have done an amazing job of making all these characters more believable, more emotional, and I think it's something that hadn't been done before.
Well, as we get specifically into season 15, which just debuted on Monday, who's watched already? Am I right in my assessment that this season it feels like it has addressed a lot of unanswered questions about where we find these characters now, what was going on in all the years in between? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's definitely fair to say. First season, we spent a lot of time following through on the premise that Greg and Mike had established with Hank going away to Saudi Arabia, and working and missing some things that happened both back in Ireland and coming back, and him then having to get caught up to where the world had gone while he was gone. Second season, we wanted to maybe settle in more and let it be that it's not Hank and Peggy getting caught up to the world, that they're caught up now, but now they're having new experiences as the rest of the people in Arlington have good experiences based on where they are in life and things like that. So we certainly were able to settle in and then maybe start saying things, start asking ourselves questions of what would they really be experiencing and what would they really be going through, and then it allowed us to kind of, like you said, touch upon a lot of different types of stories.
Yeah. Of course, now we know Hank and Peggy are retired. What did getting them out of their jobs and putting them in this phase of their life, how did that open up the story for you guys?
It posed a lot of good questions, I'll say. We all love the character Hank Hill, and we wondered, could Hank Hill not work?
Right.
And so it was fun to kind of explore those things. But, more so than him entering retirement, we've been saying how we're like Greg and I are closer to Hank's age now than we were when we first did the show. And so, if anything, it's opened up us from being able to pull from our personal lives. We all have kids who are like Bobby and Connie's ages, so we're able to tell stories from the point of view of things that we're experiencing and seeing, more so than just reporting, things that we see in other people. I've been joking and saying that, and thankfully, I've been a mid-50s white man since I was a mid-20s black man. And so, it's been fun to just kind of pull from real life. A lot of the episodes from this season 15 come from our personal lives.
And that's why you're a writer on the comic. There you go. Yeah. This season, I loved this. The Hills take in a sick rescue dog. Is there a backstory to that? I feel like there might be some kind of real life experience there.
Well, Greg, you took in
Yeah, I recently got my first cat. And this is something that my daughter really wanted. I thought it was a terrible idea. I was allergic to cats. But we ended up with a cat, and I'm really enjoying this cat. I'm petting the cat, and the cat will also like suckle on my chest for a little bit.
All right.
I don't know. I'm letting it happen.
No allergic reactions or anything?
No.
Same thing. I was allergic to them, and the one cat I had, no problem. So, maybe they switch it on and off for us. I don't know. Okay, there's another episode where Hank and Bobby, as we saw here, they go to a convention. Bobby running a food truck. Hank causes a little trouble with the sci-fi community. We just saw all of that. Something specifically about that, though, made me feel like maybe real-world experience was coming into play. No? Yes?
Well, so I'll say this. We certainly wanted to explore the father-son dynamic between Hank and Bobby, putting Hank in a situation where he's kind of working for Bobby. With the whole food truck when it all came. Setting it at a convention like that was fun for us because unlike real conventions like Comic-Con, we were able to make fun of nerds and things like that.
We'd never do that in real life.
Exactly. The writing staff is populated with people who really love coming to Comic-Con and places like that. And Stephanie Johnson wrote that episode. I think she is here. Yes, Stephanie, you can stand I guess Stephanie's been at 15 Comic-Con, so she certainly was one that helped us make sure not only was it accurate, but in all honesty, we did want to tell a story about a character like Hank who found himself judging people based on external things, and then as the show does so well, we bring people, to a common ground when they realize that they have more in common than they have.
Yeah, it's great. It's such a good episode. Steven, Bill's grown a lot in this revival compared to obviously who he used to be. How has that growth factored into your vocal performance?
Like everybody else, Bill went through COVID and had a really, really hard time. So I think I started that season 14 with somebody who's been on his back for about 3 or 4 years, and I did a specific thing of maybe being a lot more gravelly and a little lower tone in the voice, but it soon became, once his friends helped him out, it soon became Bill again. I think a lot of people, when they get older, their register drops. So I think maybe Bill's register has dropped a little bit, but not too much.
Is there anything physically different that you do in the recording booth?
No, a lot of people ask me when you do the voice, how does that affect your body? And I've always, whenever I've done any kind of animation stuff, my body becomes, my voice is not unconnected to my body, so I'll be Bill in the recording booth.
And it's quite a display. If you've ever been in the room to watch him do it,
It's frightening.
young Steve. He's all over the place. It's great to see.
But I think they're all, good character actors. They don't stop at their neck. They put their whole body into the performance, and I think they all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I get to be very, very stiff when I do that.
Boomhauer's pretty stiff, isn't he? He just-
Yeah. Yeah, now I get a little.
Toby, this is the first season you have voiced Dale Earl after the passing of Johnny Hardwick. Was it weird or tough the first time you went into the booth for a Dale session, or did it have more of a celebratory feel that you got to kind of keep the spirit alive?
It's a mixture of sadness and a bit of a celebratory feel because you're taken over from your old buddy who passed away. And that's an awful place to be, but at the same time, it was such a gift to be able to do it and to keep it with all these people that I love and to be able to do Dale. And Johnny made a really silly character, so it was really fun to be able to take it over this year and have fun with it. Yeah. And then
So then on the flip side, it's now you not voicing Khan. What's it like hearing someone else in that role?
It's weird because I did that crazy voice for a while, but then it sounds great. He's taking it and he's doing his own thing with it. He's kept running in the world of Khan, in the world of King of the Hill. He's doing a great job. Yeah. Great.
Well, speaking of Khan, his wife, and then let's talk about her and her daughter Connie, voiced by the fantastic Lauren Tom.
Yeah.
With Connie, do you find it easier or harder to voice her as someone in her 20s versus when she was 12?
Oh, I think it's way easier for me because now that she's, I'm a little bit stunted emotionally, so it's kind of like my own voice, but just a little bit younger. And I think when I was first reading and getting to know how to do Connie, Greg was really a help for me because this was my first voiceover job, King of the Hill. And he helped me just take off layers of things I didn't need. So it was kind of like, that's great, less. And so we finally got it to the right place. But now, Connie older is just enemy. Yeah.
How did you hope to see her grow or evolve?
Oh, I'm so happy the way she turned out because I feel like I had tiger parents too, kind of, and like that kind of grip that you have on your shoulders when you're growing up. She kind of like is spreading her wings. She's experimenting and to find out who she is, which is what you do when you're in your early 20s. So yeah, I'm proud of the way she's using her voice and just coming out of, just expanding.
Yeah. Ashley, Dale's wife Nancy, where, for those who've not seen yet, where do we find them this season, especially as it relates to the marriage and their relationship? So, I think your mic's on.
Find them rekindling. I feel like it's sort of a tribute to Johnny, even though it was done before he passed away. That the marriage is coming back in a good way.
Anything you say is sexy. It's just so funny. Laura, it's true. It's natural.
But the third, you know, in season 14, there was that little hint. We were like, wait, did that affair come back? Did that? But what do you want to say about it? I wouldn't want to spoil too much for anyone who's not seen anything. But
Well, I mean, you know, I'll jump in and say, again, I don't want to spoil too much, but one of the things we look forward to, like I said earlier, in terms of looking at these characters and dealing with things they would be experiencing in real life, we looked at the married couples as well. And, you know, when you're empty nesters like our couples are, you start to turn the lens back on yourself and relationship and see who are we as a couple. And we thought it'd be great to have Nancy and Dale do that. But honestly, you know, Ashley is such a great actress. We wanted to make sure we took advantage of that to give her more levels to play, more nuances to play, because she's that good. And so we really thought the best way to do that would be to maybe open up that relationship again and have us look at what they're going to now recreate. So that was for the writers.
Oh.
That was a good answer.
Perfect. Well, obviously, we know season 15 just debuted on Monday. Some of you might be still working through those 10 episodes, but would you guys like a sneak peek at season 16?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't bring anything.
Oh.
No, we do have some footage for you. What should everyone know about that before we go to the clip?
So the world, so they're working on a project together where they're making a propane-powered car. And the scene you'll see is when they take the car out for the first test ride, and Connie's dealing with her fear of the real world.
Also, it's an animatic.
Oh, right. Is that
Yeah,
what
so it's not fully.
Not fully animated. It'll be an animatic, which is like movie story. You guys are getting an inside baseball peek at the process for sure.
Special stuff. If you have your thumbs out, please